Hello and welcome to today's video. I'm so glad you've joined me to discuss an important topic that might surprise you. Vegetables that seniors should approach with caution. Now, when we think about healthy eating, vegetables are almost always at the top of the list, and for good reason. Most vegetables are packed with essential vitamins, minerals, fiber and antioxidants that benefit people of all ages. The general advice to eat your vegetables has been drilled into us since childhood, and this guidance remains valuable throughout our lives. But here's something that isn't discussed nearly enough. Not all vegetables are created equal, especially when it comes to seniors and their unique nutritional and health needs. As we age, our bodies change in significant ways. Our digestive systems may become more sensitive, medication interactions become more common, and certain health conditions may require dietary modifications. Today, we're going to explore 7 vegetables that, despite their healthy reputation, might not be the best choices for some seniors. This isn't about eliminating these foods entirely, it's about being informed so you can make the best dietary choices for your specific situation. Before we dive in, I want to emphasize that this information should complement, not replace, advice from your healthcare provider. Everyone's health circumstances are different, and what works for one person may not work for another. So let's get started with our list of 7 vegetables that seniors might want to reconsider. Our first category includes raw cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower and cabbage. Now, these vegetables are nutritional powerhouses containing cancer-fighting compounds, fiber and various vitamins. However, they can be problematic for seniors in their raw form. Raw cruciferous vegetables can be difficult to digest, especially for seniors with sensitive digestive systems. They contain complex sugars that can cause gas, bloating and discomfort. For seniors with conditions like irritable bowel syndrome or diverticulitis, these symptoms can be particularly troublesome. The good news is that you don't have to eliminate these nutritious vegetables completely. Cooking them thoroughly breaks down the tough fibers and makes them easier to digest. Steaming, roasting or sautéing these vegetables can help you enjoy their benefits without the digestive distress. Let's look at some alternatives. Instead of raw broccoli and salads, try steamed broccoli with a little olive oil. Replace raw cauliflower with roasted cauliflower, which has a delicious nutty flavor. Swap raw cabbage for sauerkraut or cooked cabbage, which many find easier to digest. Remember, it's not about avoiding these nutritional superstars altogether. It's about preparing them in ways that your body can better handle. Our second category focuses on vegetables high in potassium. While potassium is an essential mineral that helps maintain fluid balance and supports nerve and muscle function, too much can be problematic for seniors with certain health conditions. Vegetables like spinach, Swiss chard, potatoes with skin and tomatoes are all high in potassium. For seniors with kidney disease or those taking certain medications for heart conditions, high potassium foods can potentially cause dangerous electrolyte imbalances. Our third category includes vegetables known for causing gas and bloating. Vegetables like onions, garlic, leeks and Jerusalem artichokes contain specific types of carbohydrates called fructans and inulins that can be difficult to digest. For seniors who often already experience more digestive sensitivity, these vegetables can cause uncomfortable symptoms like gas, bloating and abdominal pain. This is particularly true for those with conditions like irritable bowel syndrome or small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. These vegetables contain prebiotic fibers that feed gut bacteria. While this is generally beneficial for gut health, it can also lead to fermentation and gas production in the digestive tract. Here are some tips for enjoying these flavorful vegetables with less discomfort. Cooking them thoroughly can make them easier to digest. Starting with small amounts and gradually increasing can help your body adjust. Using them as flavor enhancers, cooking with them but removing before eating, can provide taste without as much digestive distress. Trying enzyme supplements designed to help break down these complex carbohydrates. Remember that individual tolerance varies widely. You might find that you can enjoy small amounts of these vegetables without problems, or that certain preparations work better for you than others. Fourth on our list are raw sprouts, including alfalfa, bean and radish sprouts. These vegetables have become popular additions to salads and sandwiches due to their nutrient density and fresh flavour. However, raw sprouts pose a particular food safety risk that is especially concerning for seniors. The warm, humid conditions required for sprouting seeds are also ideal for bacterial growth, including harmful bacteria like E. coli, Salmonella and Listeria. For seniors whose immune systems naturally weaken with age, foodborne illnesses can be more severe and potentially life-threatening. The FDA specifically recommends that older adults, along with other high-risk groups, avoid raw sprouts entirely. If you enjoy the taste and texture of sprouts, consider these safer alternatives. Thoroughly cooked sprouts, heat kills harmful bacteria. Microgreens, which are grown in soil rather than water and have a lower contamination risk. Fresh herbs like cilantro or parsley, which can provide a similar fresh flavour. Finely shredded cabbage or lettuce for crunch in sandwiches. Food safety should be a priority for everyone, but it's especially important for seniors to be cautious about foods with higher contamination risks. Number 5 on our list are nightshade vegetables, which include tomatoes, potatoes, not sweet potatoes, eggplants and peppers. These vegetables contain compounds called alkaloids, which some believe may trigger inflammation in sensitive individuals. While there isn't strong scientific evidence that nightshades cause inflammation in the general population, anecdotal reports suggest that some people with inflammatory conditions like arthritis may experience symptom relief when avoiding these foods. Since inflammatory conditions like osteoarthritis and rheumatoid arthritis are common among seniors, some may want to experiment with eliminating nightshades to see if it affects their symptoms. If you suspect nightshades might be affecting your condition, consider keeping a food diary to track your symptoms in relation to these foods. Trying an elimination diet under the guidance of a healthcare provider. Finding non-nightshade alternatives like sweet potatoes instead of white potatoes or zucchini instead of eggplant. It's important to note that nightshade vegetables are nutritious foods for most people. Unless you notice a clear pattern of worsened symptoms after eating them, there's likely no need to avoid them. Our 6th category includes high FODMAP vegetables. FODMAP stands for fermentable oligosaccharides, disaccharides, monosaccharides and polyols, types of carbohydrates that can be poorly absorbed in the small intestine. High FODMAP vegetables include artichokes, asparagus, mushrooms and certain legumes. These foods can cause significant digestive distress in people with sensitive digestive systems, particularly those with irritable bowel syndrome. As we age, digestive issues become more common, and many seniors find that high FODMAP foods trigger symptoms like bloating, gas, abdominal pain, and changes in bowel habits. If you struggle with digestive issues, consider these strategies. Working with a dietitian to try a low FODMAP diet temporarily. Identifying your personal triggers, as tolerance varies from person to person. Preparing these vegetables in ways that may reduce their FODMAP content, such as fermentation. Finding low FODMAP alternatives like bell peppers, carrots and cucumbers. The goal of avoiding high FODMAP vegetables isn't necessarily permanent elimination, but identifying which ones cause problems for you specifically. Our final category includes vegetables that can interact with common medications taken by seniors. The most notable example is leafy greens high in vitamin K, like kale, spinach and collard greens. These vegetables are extremely nutritious and beneficial for most people. However, they can interfere with blood-thinning medications like warfarin, also known as Coumadin. Vitamin K helps with blood clotting, which directly counteracts the effect of these medications. Another example is grapefruit, which isn't technically a vegetable, but worth mentioning because it can interfere with the metabolism of many medications commonly prescribed to seniors. If you take medications that interact with certain foods, consider working with your healthcare provider to adjust medication dosages based on your typical diet. Keeping your intake of these vegetables consistent rather than dramatically varying how much you eat. Being aware of all potential food-drug interactions for your specific medications. This doesn't mean you need to avoid these vegetables entirely. In fact, consistency is often more important than elimination. If you regularly include these vegetables in your diet, your healthcare provider can adjust your medication accordingly. As we wrap up our discussion on vegetables that seniors should approach with caution, I want to emphasize that this information is meant to empower, not restrict. Vegetables remain an essential part of a healthy diet at any age. The key takeaway is that our nutritional needs and tolerances change as we age. What worked well for us in our younger years might need some adjustment as we get older. This isn't about eliminating nutritious foods, but about being mindful of how they affect our individual health situations. Remember that personalization is crucial. Your specific health conditions, medications, and digestive tolerances should guide your food choices, ideally with input from healthcare professionals who know your situation. Here are some general guidelines to consider. Cook vegetables thoroughly to improve digestibility. Introduce new vegetables in small amounts to test tolerance. Be aware of potential interactions with your medications. Listen to your body. It will often tell you what works and what doesn't. Don't make major dietary changes without consulting your healthcare provider. Thank you for joining me for this discussion on vegetables and senior health. I hope this information helps you make informed choices that support your well-being. Remember that nutrition is just one piece of the healthy aging puzzle, alongside physical activity, social connection, mental stimulation, and regular healthcare. If you found this information helpful, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more content on healthy aging. And I'd love to hear your experiences. Leave a comment below sharing which vegetables work well for you and which ones you found challenging. Until next time, here's to your health.